Alright, we should be nice, ready and good to go. Let me know if the game volume is maybe a bit too high. Not actually sure about that one. Still, Honkai Star Rail sadly missed out on the last patch. It's honestly been a couple of rough months, but things should be calming down a little bit and we should be able to go back to normal soon-ish. Thankfully, it's still more than a month until the next Guild War, so we have plenty of time to prepare. And I guess for the time being, we can just chill with a little bit of Star Rail. What's new? I guess we can start with the aptitude test. Honestly, she looks absolutely adorable. The one thing that scares me a little bit is the fact that I'm at like 16, 50-50 Swan. Wait, why is Ruan Mei here? Eat 0 Ruan Mei without maxed out traces, that's weird. Hello, hello, sometimes I hate whoever plans events for Grand Blue Fantasy. I want New World Quartz. That's understandable. I guess I've got to consider myself lucky because New World Quartz I've always been getting from the United Fight before the other materials became relevant. Alright, what do you do? Minor wind damage, summons a Memo Sprite, and restores HP for all allies. Well, Ika restore HP, enters after rain state, increase all allies max HP. When HYACINE or Little Ika provides healing, increases Ika's damage dealt. When the battle starts, restores HP and increases max HP. Okay. If an ally target except Ika has reduced HP, Ika will consume their HP and restore HP for the target. When HYACINE's After Rain has After Rain, Ika gains 1 extra turn and automatically uses the Memo Sprite skill after HYACINE uses an ability. After Little Ika uses an ability, the duration of the continuous effect decreased by 1 turn. And as the usual, energy restoration and turn bar progression. The one thing that's carrying me a little bit is the fact that she is yet another remembrance unit. That's adorable. Can I get Ruan Mei to move, please? Okay, buff Castoris. Buff even further. Hello, hey Desert, welcome, how are things going? And I guess it's time for the ultimate. I love this. Oh, hey Gabriel, welcome, how are things going? I love this so damn much. And that's the skill. 160,000. Hold on, Little Ika can actually deal damage? I don't think she needs to cast anything outside of just the basic attack. 100% crit rate, 140% crit damage at over 200 speed. Okay, I guess little Ika can actually deal damage. Would she be considered a harm assist? Possibly. But hold on. In a team like this, I think the little lollies might be a bit of a better slot compared to Ruan-Mei. And if that's the case, that's a ton of damage coming off of follow-up attacks too. Because right now, Ruan-Mei is only boosting the damage dealt a little bit. And that's the 1 million damage break. I want to try Phase 0, but my crew couldn't agree on a time slot. I clear Hexa enough to craft all the weapons already. Oh, nice, congrats. I hear from the people who do it that Phase 0 is apparently easier than Hexa. If you can't clear it with crew, maybe try some co-op rooms. Okay, she's way too good. That was incredible. So I guess we're not gonna waste any time and we're just going on with the pools. Okay, where are you? HYACINE, I was expecting 300 pools. We're sitting on 330. And with these, well, a little bit more because there's another 6k down here. And with these, yeah, HYACINE, Cypher, Saber, all guaranteed even on a loss. So we should be more than fine picking her up. Let's go. Now I think another thing I'm really going to need is going to be a light cone. Too many remembrance units and not enough light cones to go around. $50, still nothing. And sadly we haven't been getting any new 4 stars, so even when it comes to these non-5 star pools, there's very little to be looking forward to. This is going to be it. Ah, might have spoken too soon, damn it. It has to be this one though, right? Oh come on, we're going hard PT, really? Well, if you're going hard PT, at least make it worthwhile. Alright, come on HYACINE. Remembrance, HYACINE. I keep getting away with this. This is absolutely insane. Any chance for a HYACINE E1? Or am I asking too much? I think I'm asking too much. Yeah, sadly the trophy spoiled it, but Hey, can't ask for anything better than this. 250. 250, hold on. We had 330. That's 80 pulls for HYACINE. And that is, again, another 50-51. I think I should really start watching my back here, because when it comes to the gacha, there's a lot of green. I think this is the 16th 50-51 compared to 6 50-50 losses. The math isn't mathing quite right, but I'm not the one to complain. Oh, that's beautiful. What do you do? HP bonus for sure. 18% speed. When the user uses basic attack skill or ultimate, consumes Solaris HP equal to 1% of their current HP. After the next attack, the wearer's Memo Sprite enables it to additionally deal one instance of additional damage equal to 250% of the total consumed HP to the attack target, with damage type based on the Memo Sprite's type. Then the total consumed HP is reset. When the wearer's Memo Sprite uses a skill, increases damage dealt by... Oh no, it increases damage taken by all enemies by 18%. Holy... Yeah, this is kind of massive too. Not so much for the damage, more for the speed and 18% damage taken by the enemies. So in short, they took all your Wuthering Waves luck and put it in here, I guess so. I think Genshin has been a lot more balanced. Zenless has been fine as well. But Honkai has been absolutely crazy when it comes to luck. Now, if it's all speed that matters, we should have crit damage and damage. Uses an ability on an allied target. I think this one should count for the healing as well, but I'm not sure what this one is. And this one is fairly similar too. Increases speed by 12%. After the wearer uses a skill, increases damage dealt by all allies by 16% for 3 turns. But I would have to take off the light cone from MC. Yeah, I think I'm saving pulls here. I'm not going for the light cone, I'm keeping this one on HYACINE. And MC, I guess they get back on the crit damage one. This should be it though. Because Castoris has her own. There is absolutely no way I would use anything else on Castoris. Wait, I just got here. How many for HYACINE? Thankfully, only 80. We got close to PT, but still another 50-51, so I really cannot complain. And looking at future pools, Saber is going to be easily in the bag right now. Cypher is going to be easily in the bag right now. And then we're going to have to wonder a little bit about Phenon, Hylians, and Cyrene. Because there is absolutely no way I'm skipping Cyrene if they really make her playable. The question marks are just the girls near Phenon. Because Phenon, I don't know. He gives real, what do you call it? Golden Retriever vibes as a character. But as a man, I think that's going to be an easy skip for me. Now, relics, I think it should be mostly speed. All right, the craftables. This is speed. When the wearer or demo sprites provide healing, they gain gentle rain for 2 turns, can only be triggered once per turn. Increases speed and all allies crit damage by 15%. I get the feeling they've been going a little bit too crazy with the crit damage buffs. Yes, you can get a lot of crit damage just from secondary things. And the only really important stat for most of your characters is just crit rate. As much crit rate as you can possibly get. And of course, speed, which refuses to come out. Heal plus speed, maybe. Absolutely not. So we're going to have to wait a little bit for the gear pieces. In the meantime, since speed is the only thing that matters, I guess we can use these ones. Speed and crit rate. Only 2 speed, but crit damage. And we've seen her being able to deal a little bit of damage, so... Not going heal is only on Bailu. Let's go with crit rate for now. Speed, crit rate, and damage. Here, I think it should be these ones. Yeah, more speed. It should be at least 180. But I'm afraid I don't really have anything good down here. I haven't kept a single planar ornament. And we have 7 speed down here. Let's see if we can break something down. Okay, 18 more pieces. She scales off of HP, right? Oh, cool, she has extra speed in the level ups here. Summons Ika, restores HP, 5% of HYACINE's max HP, plus 50 except Little Ika. Restores HP, 4% of max HP. Increases crit rate by 100%. Wait, what the hell? When providing healing to an ally whose HP is equal to or less than 50%, increases healing by 25%. Oh, she needs 0% crit rate. That's actually quite nice. You can build her full crit damage. Who decided this? Okay, let's get her up as much as possible. I think I pre-farmed enough to get her up to max. Is yeah, free guaranteed crits? Absolutely insane.
影が永遠に落ちないことを祈ります。この先はすでに一筋の光に照らされて
And
ます。
that's the first thing we get. Next is going to be Ika's little skills. Even though I get the feeling I might have to go grind the open world a little bit as well. I've honestly played very little of this patch. When speed exceeds 200, increases her and Ika's HP by 20%, then for every excess 1 speed, increases outgoing healing by 1%. Up to a maximum of 200 excess speed can be taken into account for this effect. But I guess this is mostly relevant just for the simulated universe, because there's no way to get them above 250-300 speed. This effect resistance by 50% when using skills or ultimate dispels 1 debuff. Fantastic.
すでに一筋の光に照らされてます。
And then we go with her own skills. First the summon, then the ultimate. Since all we're consuming are low-level materials here, I really wish there was some way to just do this automatically. I got myself an Axa before the patch changed, and the Herta this patch lost both 50-50 to Blade and Himeko. Oh god, that hurts, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, mostly Blade, because Himeko depends on what Eidolons you're at. Because honestly, I was still considering going for like E4 for the extra stack. Between all the characters from the base one outside of MC, Himeko is like the only one I still use regularly. Oh, and speaking of old characters, have there been any information about the rebalances? They're not coming out this patch now, are they? Okay, 6 and 8 should be fine. Oh wait, we can max them. And I didn't think I farmed enough, but thankfully we could max everything. Here I don't think it's going to be wind damage bonus. Here it should be HP. HP plus speed. Plus 4, fantastic. This one is likely going to have to be swapped out. As for this one, I guess we can go HP, I guess we can go whatever with high crit damage. But this is also going to be swapped out as soon as humanly possible. Yeah, this one is HP. Yes, we're going to have to farm the new equipment likely later today. Ooh, 194. We are 6 speed short. But this shouldn't count the extra speed from the light cone. This should be counted once she gets into a fight. Okay, now that she's nice and leveled up, I guess trial by fire. Wait, multiplayer? Multiplayer mode has been unlocked. Click to participate in the event and head to the event page. Oh, they're making this one permanent. Hello, congrats on getting her. Oh, hey, event. Thank you and welcome. I didn't know they were going to make this event permanent. But hey, more permanent content to waste time on, always nice. Now let's see, because we have a... I haven't done any of the endgame content in a while. When the enemy unit with steadfast safeguard are weakness broken, these spells control states for all allies, and allies immediately take action and restores HP. 25% more Memo Sprite skill damage and 15% more skill damage. Okay. Again, we have to break weakness as much as possible. Phase 2, extra action per turn during going solo. I'm guessing Hurt at top, and I might want to run Himeko Break bottom. What are the buffs here? Any character following the path of erudition on the team increases all allies' resistant penetration by 15%. Ultimate damage dealt by all allies and effect resistance. After any ally target consumes their HP, increases damage dealt by 55% for 3 turns. This one seems made for Midday or Castoris. Oh right, I guess we can go Castoris bottom. So we try HYACINE as well. There is only one problem though. I don't think I can run both themes. Unless I swap her out and I bring her down here. Ishan, we get this one. And Castoris, we get the... Oh no, this swaps. Follow-up attacks plus 30% damage. Ally target HP was consumed, restores HP up to 50% per turn. Okay. We're going to beat up a very angry bird. Oh yes, soon. Just let me try her out a little bit. Then we're going on with the main story. I was kind of surprised to see them mention news last time. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do to try and stop Herta from getting into Amphiorus. Because Herta doesn't seem like the type of person whom you can say no to. Wasn't destruction mentioned as well? Destruction was mentioned, but it was mentioned as one of the paths intersecting with Amphiorus. They only said that destruction is one of those paths we know very little of. So there should be another Lord Ravager here in Amphiorus, which is something I think the little robot hinted at. That I don't know if we're just going to go and awaken a new Lord Ravager, just so Herta can have a little bit of fun with it.
まとめてかかってきて思考を広げてまだ苦しみ足りないよ好奇心は危険なものだよ答えはないんだから進歩なしいられごま夢中になっちゃうルール違反よ
She's fine.
私がやるのですか
No, the little summon is close enough.
近隣連載晩鐘いずれすぎ
それ課長かしら西風に乗って
Now, the real gut punch was 3B. The fact that they make you meet her again in the afterlife. That sucked. That sucked a lot.
好奇心は答えはないんだから教育の時間
But I guess they're going to go on with the real thing that no one is going to survive here.
契約成立これでもう後戻りはできないわ
There's going to be only one person witnessing the end of Amphorius, and that person is going to be Phanon. Or is he? Because ever since we got the authority from the Time Titan, now we are part of the Flame Journey too. There might be a little bit of a chance that they're actually going to kill MC twice in this patch.
まとめてかかっていられごま悪いかは誰かしら好奇心答えはないんだから思考を広げて夢中になっちゃうまだ苦しみ足りないよ
Okay, we get one more skill. And we're done with the first part. Honestly surprising to see that we only managed to trigger the thing twice. Now, let's see how much damage little fat fuck gets to deal. Yes, still needs to be summoned. And I guess the three things here only get charged after the ultimate. Now, 80,000 damage with the complete wrong set of gear. Maybe not too bad, especially considering that she's just a healer. Select the strongest character for going solo. Other characters cannot take action. That's the first time I see this. What the hell? Okay, she can still gain enough for the ultimate at least.
私を信じ不可能はない。いや
The healing too, then that's a lot of it.
休憩終わり。
Up to 100k.
命の花びらいずれ
And we weren't done buffing either.
神聖を死の幕
Bro picked the wrong time.
土へ帰る。神守れ。痛みますね。この時間を大切に授け
And break.
冥界へ向かうことになるでしょう。神聖を死の幕よ。命は脆くないので地へ帰る。
Then they kind of melted. Okay, let's see. Floor 4, that's going to be something similar. Egg burst, end of the boss's mirage turn, the number of insect eggs increases, and that's it. Deal death after the boss mirage enters going solo, reduces damage taken by an additional 15%. So little to nothing here too. I guess we can go with the same lineups as well. Yeah, Castoris was doing fine down there solo. Maybe... Nah, we should be fine with the buff to erudition characters. And we're not going with the Himeko break, so we're going to be fine like this too. Honestly, the second healer was really needed. Gallagher does some fine work, but a proper 5-star healer, that's going to be way better. Ah, too soon. Now, the one thing I was surprised a little bit was Jade, because I picked her up on a whim. I wasn't expecting her to be one of the best characters to pair together with Herta. I know Anaxa is better, but at the same time, she can save some pools. There's those two that need to die. We might be able to break here. Okay, fantastic. We negate one turn from the boss.
匂いまとめてかかっていられごまルール違反よ。何かを得たら何か好奇心は危険なも答えはないんだから教育の時間よ。いけ
そろそろ西風に乗って出発。
思考を広げて夢中になっちゃえ。ルール違反よ。私がやるのです。汚れに払わない。
Okay, yeah, now we're still doing fine here. And I'm afraid the extra summons for the level 4 are going to be more of a detriment to it than anything else.
近隣の晩鐘いずれすぎいけ
見くびらないで。
好奇心は答えはないんだから。悪い子は誰かしら。
飛べ
いらでごま崩れちゃえ。
課長こちら西風に乗って出発。
Okay, we're going to take damage now, and the summon is a little bit far. But I'm afraid we will need the skill points.
何かを得たら何かまだ苦しみたいなの。美人を見たと思考を広げて好奇心は答えは
Thanks for the hit.
ないんだから。
Gave us the little bit of energy we needed for the ultimate.
いけいらでごま夢中になっちゃえ。教育の時間よ。
Ooh, okay, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Urarta is down to 49 HP.
思考を広げて好奇心は危険なものだよ。
Okay, we should be able to kill most of the little bugs too. So this might actually be the last cycle.
ルール違反よ。
行くぞ西風に乗って出発。
施しがあれば請求もある。
見くびらないで。
匂います。汚れに払わん。まとめてかかってきていらでごま崩れちゃえ。教育の時間よ。
Okay.
進歩なし。思考を広げる。契約これでもう
We've gotten to the point where there's so many extra effects and extra triggers that I'm barely touching the keyboard.
私がやるのですか。しっかりしなさい。好奇心
No, she has to do the ultimate to move forward.
ないんだから。
Otherwise, there's a bit too many enemies moving between her and the others.
いらでごま夢中になっちゃう。
3.k is enough for the first half now, is it?
気をつけてください。
Ah, yeah, we need 6.6 total.
大丈夫。行く先を照らして。
鳴り響き
So we have to wait and see if the solo stuff doesn't slow us down too much. Because we still need 3,100 points here. Too bad this guy doesn't summon a lot of enemies too. Because at this point it's all AoE. Okay, double buff and summon. I mean, 71,000 damage for a healer on a random unit on single target, actually not that bad. And it looks like the healing is already enough, even without the heal chest. I don't know, if things continue like this, I might actually want to put crit damage on that chest. Oh, that wasn't enough. On the bright side, she's still alive. I'm afraid she's still a bit too far. Castory still moves before Mim in order to get her buff. Might as well just use the ultimate now. Oh, she still manages. That's nice. Broke 2 million damage. Nah, this thing feels unfair. This thing feels unfair as hell. So, yeah, Larkor, I think it's fine. You lose a little bit of extra damage because it's damage boost compared to extra damage dealt on the enemies. And she loses a little bit of personal damage that she could have gotten from the light cone, but the shop one, actually perfect. So, let's move on to the story. Because we've got a god to bring down.
充実した一日でした。今夜はよく眠れそうですね。
Thanatos and Circe's Scar Flames have been returned. Sometime after that, the 12 constellations hover above, overlooking the vortex of Genesis. They embody the 12 Amphorian deities, fate, foundation, creation, and calamity of this world. Now, 10 among them have fallen, their core flames return to the origin of Genesis. Above you, constellations shimmer, their brilliance echoing the faint slumber of each titan. And you have experienced the ascension of 4 partings. The Lens of Fury, one became the Mad King, plunging the world into ceaseless strife, until your valor brought it to an end. And its demigod successor, the undying Midemos, chose to bear the title of Kremnos alone, returning home to be crowned as the last line of defense for the Holy City. Midei, may your battles know no defeat. Back then, the Incarnation of Time entrusted Mem to you at the Temple of the Three Fates. Back then, the lively girl with red hair had fulfilled her mission and bid the first farewell. Time speaks not of fairness, yet it never stops. And now this power resides in your hands. Ah, these bastards! See you tomorrow, Trien. Not long ago, the head of the Grove Sages helped you repel the menace that is the Black Tide. And still not long past, the Unruly Scholar staged one grand performance, granting you a glimpse of this world's truth at the cost of his life. Oh, the incarnation of reason at the edge of existence, have you found your answer? The prophecy one made the Hand of Shadow chose too, granting one the fate of death. Yet their bond wove a hauntingly beautiful tale that stretched across time. At the end, the Incarnation of Death, who joined from the Nether Realm to the living world, chose to remain in the Sea of Flowers, retrieving your future. At the time of the West Wind, we shall meet again, Castris. Time and again, farewells have numbed you. You can't help but wonder how many more goodbyes will the journey of trailblazing entail. You question whether you'll be able to express each goodbye with heartfelt emotion. Your thoughts sink into the ocean. You recall how the Amphorians cherish epics, using stories to soothe their sorrows. Perhaps you should embrace this way to dispel your melancholy and regain your strength. Then let it begin. Countless words of adventure surge through your mind. You only need to grasp just one to anchor your creation. Don't be influenced by the noise outside, just focus on the keyword in your mind. It is indeed difficult, but you should still cling tightly to your inspiration, weaving heartfelt and elegant verses. Stell and her 3 neurons are not the type of person who should be able to weave elegant verses. Alright, this is an impossible task. Just one glance at your phone, it won't disrupt your thoughts. Or so you tell yourself. Castris, my beloved, I hope that this is going to lead towards a decent ending for everyone. Because so far all we know is that they just keep dying and being resurrected in endless cycles. Grey Mystery, last time in Styxia, 0 time for treasure hunting, absolute disaster. Now the rival souls mostly retreated, I'm back baby. In the water, big shiny chest. Can't use the miracle orb and can't wait through. Your power is needed now. 70-30 split. I can't wait until she becomes playable. Cypher's 2 is way too cute. But then again, I'm afraid no one is going to make it out alive from here. We must admit, even during this arduous and struggling low point, there are still those who live joyfully. Cypher's endless surging desire for wealth seems more turbulent than the waters of this Scale Gorge waterscape. Forget the past now, it only brings sorrow. But sadness has no place in this moment. What you need is the drive to move forward. You decide to head to Styxia, where the River of Souls is no longer blocked, to meet up with the cat girl. Just one word, not even the little line between. Okay. Hopefully those glittering, clinking trinkets will, as always, lift your spirits. 3 brain cells, a very generous assumption. She has made some good call, so she has graduated from 2 to 3 brain cells. Now we need to see if she can actually keep that 3rd brain cell. Amy's Castor is 2, now is not the time to feel down. You and me both, little ma'am. You and me both. I'm going to follow your flow. She texted me. Wait, Cass? Oh right, this guy. We still haven't solved this guy's problem. Flame River, did someone rip off a piece of my clothes? Great job telling your plan out loud, man. What the hell? Is this Cypher dressing up? Called it? Absolutely called it. What a terrible person, let's leave.
待て待て、私は本物、正真正銘サフェルだから。まあまあ、そう睨まないでよ。こんな真似をしたのもあんたたちの気を引き締めるためだったんだからさ。
オンパロスはあちこちに危険が潜んでるし、あの国威の剣士がいつ現れてもおかしくないでしょ。だから
So you're playing both the good cop and the bad cop. Well, ain't I grateful for the reminder?
からかっちゃったし、これくらいの助言は当然だよ。
じゃあさっきのフレイムスティーラーはサフェルの変装だったの？それとも何かの仕掛け？本物そっくりでびっくりしたわ。
変装？いやいや、そんな子供騙しのチャチなものじゃないよ。そうだね、なんて言えばいいかな。例えばさっき拾った布切れがフレイムスティーラーのものかもって思った瞬間、何を考えた？
フレイムスティーラーがこの近くにいるとか？
そう、その直後に足音が聞こえた。まあそれは私がわざと出したんだけど、その時何を考えた？
まずいわ。フレイムスティーラーが近づいてきてる？
だろうね。私は誘導と暗示を使って現実には起きていないことを信じ込ませた。嘘。これこそザグレウスの真骨頂だよ。相手が信じさえすれば、たとえ嘘でも真実になる。
Not really, but still. You can deceive a lot of people this way.
嘘を真実に？びっくりしすぎて毛が逆立っちゃった。
And you're just telling us everything like that?
私のこと疑ってる？そう心配しないで。あの裁縫女があんたを信用してるのにはそれなりの理由があるんでしょ？あんたみたいな正直者には私をはめるなんて天地がひっくり返っても無理だろうし、話しても問題ないと思ったんだよ。それに私たちってお宝を探し求める同士でもあるでしょ？さあ、おしゃべりはこれくらいにして出発しよう。グレッチの伝言の石板が鳴ったみたいだよ。
A bit weird as a power, and something that could have possibly been exploited before now. If you know anything about Warhammer, especially 40k, that's honestly kind of orcish. Because when it comes to the orcs, their faith gives them strength. Whatever they believe to be true actually becomes true. And that's basically the basics behind all their engineering. All these scraps that they use for weapons shouldn't really work. The reason why it works, and the reason why it works only for orcs, is because they believe it does. And if that's the real truth behind their power, if that really works, yeah, that could have worked for a lot of other stuff in here. You rest well. I came during lucid hour and you seemed asleep, didn't wake you up. But in current circumstances, I can't stay idle. Feels like it's time to continue our training. Let's go to the grove, shall we?
人気者なんだ。でも順番は守ってもらうからね。お宝を手に入れたら
Finon still not using the gacha art. I'm afraid it's a bit early for Finon. Because next version is going to be back to Penacony for the collab. Finon should be like 3.5 at this point. I'm afraid the moment he's going to get the upgraded art for the gacha, that's just going to be in 3.5.
そんな理由じゃないよ。ほら、私も一応は半身だし、あのくだらない予言をもらってるんだ。汝は貪欲と共に歩み、一握りの財が口火となって身を滅ぼすだろうっていう。でも私はそんなの信じてないんだよね。お宝を集めてればたった一握りの財を追うような貧乏人にはならないでしょ。それに欲望に負けて人様に迷惑をかけない限り貪欲ってことにもならないよね。こんなのわけないって。
I'm afraid it's not that simple. It can't be that simple. And when it comes to these sort of prophecies, I'm afraid that this walking with greed can be misconstrued in a lot of other concepts. Same for the dying over petty change.
この道を走り続けてる限り、どんな予言も宿命も私には追いつけない。
She might be fast, but she's literally trying to outrun fate.
長く喋りすぎちゃってた。ほら、スティコシアのお宝が水の底で私たちを待ってるよ。早く歳月の神の力を見せてよ、グレッチ。
Latecomers eating good for once. Honestly, with the amount of content that these gacha games have been putting together, if someone picks the game up now, they have 4 planets to play through basically.
気にしなくていい。それより元老院の議員がこんな場所まで赴き、自ら列車の調査をしてくれるとはな。
Yeah, because that is not a council elder. Again, I get the feeling this is another one of the emanators. Probably for news too.
我々奥平魔人は知識欲が旺盛なのです。もし皆がお二人の来歴を知っていたら、今頃ここは開拓に興味を持つ者で溢れていたでしょう。ただ残念ながら天外の世界に関する議論は今も禁忌とされています。ところでお二人が奥平魔にいらしてからもう随分と経っているようですね。
ああ、その通りだ。手がかりを集めては様々な方法を試している。だがこの世界を知れば知るほど無力感が増していくがな。
あまりご自分を責めないでください。このことはオンパロスの学者たちが長らく頭を抱えてきた難題でもあるので、あなた方が並ならぬ才能の持ち主であろうと一朝一夕で答えを得るのは難しいでしょう。
受定に行った際、天空のタイタンに関する多くの研究資料を見つけたが、オンパロスの学者の大半は天外の世界に関する禁忌をエーグルが下した呪いによるものだと考えているそうだな。
Now, this is probably because Ampharius is a closed system. We know that the world goes on in cycles. All these souls reincarnate constantly into these new cycles. So it's possible that if Ampharius were to be connected to outside worlds, the souls on Ampharius could potentially leave and break the ecosystem of the entire planet.
その通りです。オンパロスの12柱のタイタンのうち、エーグルは最も感情の起伏が激しい一柱ですからね。あの神の軌道は天候となってこの世に現れます。穏やかな時は晴れ、悲しい時は雨が降り、その息吹は冷たいそよ風を生み、叫び、
それから火種を返していない2柱のうちの1柱でもある。
ええ、頭上の空は全市民と深く関わっています。エーグルの討伐を最後にしたのもアグライア殿が熟考の末に決めた戦略なのでしょう。
Yeah, but this also puts us in the situation where we have to confront Aquila, and most of the flame chasers are gone.
もしエーグルの火種を返すことで空の呪いが消えるのなら、俺たちも帰る方法ではなく黄金衛の協力に専念できるんだな。
アンティキシラ人はすでに帰る故郷を失っているので、あなたが古き友や故郷を思う気持ちは理解できます。私は先ほどアンティキシラの技術でこの車両を識別、いえスキャンしました。こちらの言葉の方がより馴染みがあるでしょう。それで私の判断が正しければですが、我々の技術で動力発生装置を直せるかもしれません。
本当か？だが
もちろん炭鉱殿の許しを得られればですが。
分かった。よろしく頼む。ただ列車の推進機はとても繊細な装置なんだ。慎重に扱ってくれ。
信用していただきありがとうございます。
Agus carefully scans the damaged propulsion system, then begins to inspect its components.
驚いたな。随分詳しいようだが、似たようなものを修理したことがあるのか。
いいえ、アンティキシラ人が特別機械に敏感なだけですよ。ケファレが我々を創造した際、解析や学習に秀でた才能を与えてくれたんです。
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Yeah, they might be sensitive to machinery, but the entire world is basically set in ancient Greece.
なので、もう少しお時間をいただければ、この破損した車両を完璧に修復でき
Starship
ると思います。
engines should be a bit too advanced for a civilization this old to try and
早めに
understand.
帰れるようになりますよ。
列車が治ったとしても、エーグルの方の問題はどうなるんだ。
タンコー殿、もし私がエーグルの神罰を回避できる上にオンパロスを離れる手段があると言ったら。
Yeah, nah, this guy doesn't smell right. I get the feeling he's just trying to kick us out of Amphorios while protecting the flame-chased journey, which has to continue according to its usual cycles.
火を追う旅への協力を中止していただけますか。
それはどういう意味だ。元老院側に神罰を無効にする手段があると。
細かい詮索はやめましょう。私にはそれができる。これだけ分かってくだされば十分です。
Is if the Council of Elders had the power to stop the Titans themselves, they probably would have done so a long time ago. And they wouldn't do so just so a couple of other worlders can leave the planet.
つまり元老院の意向とは別に個人の意思で動くということか。
大事なのはあなたとご友人が黄金衛への協力をやめない限り一部の人間の利益が損なわれてしまうかもしれないということです。
今から話すことで気を悪くしたらすまないが、黎明の崖を訪れた際、元老院議員に関する資料を複数読ませてもらった。そのうちあなたの経歴だけがほぼ空白だった。善意はとてもありがたいが、過去と動機が不透明なままでは警戒せざるを得ないな。
さすがは炭鉱殿、あなたの慎重さには感服します。
こいつら罠か。これが俺についてきた理由か。
どうか誤解しないでください。私は神霊の慣習として中立の立場です。彼らの計画に加担するつもりもなければ止める義務もありません。
I don't believe this. I absolutely do not believe that he's neutral. Like, he might not be the ultimate mastermind behind Amphorios and the way everything in here is cyclical, but he's definitely working for them. What in the Tokyo Ghoul? We never seen these guys before either.
あなたのことは個人的に尊敬しているので、あなたとご友人の身を守れる。
Not to mention, if we were a disturbing element in here, they probably could have killed us a long time ago. So all this farce of trying to make friends with Dan Heng and promising to fix the ship and leave the planet doesn't really smell good to me.
1対4か。一応確認しておくが、これからもし状況が悪化したらお前は手を出すのか。
いいえ、先ほど申し上げた通り、私はあくまで中立です。ですがそう質問したということは、私の提案を断って黄金衛の味方であり続けたいと。そうですね。
一つだけ認めよう、ライコス。何があっても俺たちは列車の仲間たちの元へ戻る。だがその仲間という二文字に今は日酔いの黄金衛たちも入っている。七死人として仲間の運命をただ傍観することはないし、する気もない。
The massive balls on this guy.
なるほど。それがあなたの言う開拓なのですね。
ちなみに俺が手を出すのかと聞いた理由は、火星が必要なのは彼らの方だからだ。
Again, the massive balls on this guy. Meanwhile, in the Grove of Epiphany, ooh, Phanon versus River.
こんなにも強い力を持っていながらどうして。答えろ。なぜ僕らの邪魔をする。なぜ火種を奪うんだ。
いけない。これ以上はもう無理よ。早くファイノンを戻しましょう。大丈夫？
Wait, it was just a simulation? The hell?
大丈夫だ。あの一撃、ようやく受け止められるようになった。
Always keeping me on the
手
edge.
間をかけさせちゃってごめん、相棒。協力してくれてありがとう。エーグルや潜在的な脅威と戦うためにも過激な手段だろうと鍛錬は続ける必要がある。
それにしてもよくこんな鍛え方を思いついたわね。歳月の大河で過去の幻影と戦うなんて、まるで銀融詩人の言う時と精神の聖域みたい。
何にせよ効果があったのは明白だろ。ただ戦闘には力や技術だけでなく使い慣れた武器も必要だ。向こうと比べてこっちは訓練を始めてから何本ダメにしたかわからないけど、これじゃ。
Why not get Charontus to help?
ああ、僕もそう考えてすでにお願いしておいた。
Wait, since when was Yusa a member? He showed up last time I streamed Grand Blue Fantasy, the story event, but that was almost a month ago.
条件を提示して使いやすい武器を作ってくれと言ったら。
Again, sadly, May hasn't really been pleasant. I still have a lot of stuff to work on, and hopefully I can start working on it this week.
ハートヌスも火を追う旅の一員だ
But
か
yeah,
ら。
disappearing from the map for a month? Not ideal, especially for YouTube.
最近の彼を思い返してみたが、確かにそうだな。
ファイノン、反対にあなたのことで少し気になってるんだけど、ここ最近ますますあの国威の剣士に執着してない？
へえ、これはまた意外な質問だな。
だってずっと気になってたんだもの。ファイノンはどんどん強くなってるけど、私の中の不安も大きくなってるんだからね。
安心してくれ。僕は復讐のために剣を振ってるわけじゃない。相棒も ニカドリーの試練を経験したからわかると思うけど、過去の影にとらわれたままでは決して強くはなれない。
I wonder if he's still going to say the exact same thing once he finally sees Seridra's phantom or memories.
昔と違って
The last days of rising in rank feel more like a casino than a rank
とても
grind.
脆いものを背負ってる。
How come? You get opponents of a lot of different skill
こ
levels.
の剣はオンパルスの明日のために振るう。もう二度と憎しみに突き動かされたり責務をおろそかにはしない。まだまだだよ。あれと互角に戦えるようになるまで鍛錬を続けないと。おかしいな。どうして僕が喋ると話が重くなるんだ。そうだ、今日はもう出し切ったし、気分転換に友愛の館に行って面白い読み物でも探してみないか。
やったー。頑張った後はちゃんとご褒美も堪能しないとね。今日こそは。
What are you reading before? Wanna take the interesting ones home?
内緒。
I'm one of the higher ranks, so matches I find, if I lose 2 to 100 points. Best outcome I get, either 24 or 100. What about winning?
友愛の館のいいところは、
Are you at the point where it's easier to lose points than to continue farming them?
いわゆる学術書に興味がない僕たちでもあそこでなら一日時間を潰せるからね。
That sucks. Good luck with your matches then. Also, when is Galdern coming out?
着いた。前回の石板はどこ？ここ？それともあっち？ちょっと向こうに行ってくるから、あなたも自由に遊んでて。
Over the past few months, you come here more than months? We've been stuck in here for months, and we still heard nothing from outside? Over the past few months, you've come here more than once, fishing out that small piece of essence from the ocean of knowledge that best suits your taste. You're quite relieved that Dan Heng isn't around. No one will be here to judge your reading tastes. This scroll at hand shows a small line of text, non-standard reading material. Please return to its original place after borrowing. Do not let any Grove professor discover it. 10 exclamation marks. It seems that the scholars of the Grove, amidst their profound academic discussions, haven't forgotten their little hobbies. So, which reading materials will you peruse? Forbidden Love, The Tree and the Butterfly? My professor can't possibly be this shy. One Punch God Aquila. So we've got Yuri, we've got Shonen. Oh, they actually wrote them. Okay, hopefully this is going to be available in its completion later on as well. Yes, I want to read this properly, but it's not something I can do here. Invigorating literature, your favorite. The article leaves you feeling empowered, as if you are the author's one-punch god incarnate. Sky Titan Aquila? Ha, that's something.
ファイノンとミュリオンは何を読んでるのかな。様子を見に行ってみよう。
The same day the rank resets, so 27th or 28th depending on time zone. I'm really curious to see how she plays. I hear she's going to be a grappler, dedicated grappler, so something akin to like La Diva. And I hear that grappler types are not always the highest tier characters.
幸いの月
But we'll see. At the end of the day, it's Galleon.
稲と小麦を食べ釣りを避けるべき。今のホンパロスに釣りができそうな場所なんてあるかな。びっくりした。
That's true, it's Galleon. I will speedrun to master like I did Standy. Nice. Good luck with this speedrun.
集中してる時に急に声をかけられたらさすがの私でもドキドキしちゃうでしょ。ここには面白いものはなさそうね。他のところに行ってみるわ。
Was Galleon the last member of the Battle Pass? Or are there still more characters announced?
ミュリオンの様子がおかしい。一体どんな本を。
Oh, Meg is going to be great. Meg is going to be absolutely fantastic. I can see a lot of people falling for her. The Sharknado memes especially.
これらのカードに描かれた絵すごく綺麗。おお、オルモの氷格石。おお、一枚一枚の解説が長い。
Meg is a surprise to everyone, but boy am I excited. Yeah, she's a bit of an oddball. But then again, probably one of the... how do you call it? Not really interesting, more inventive characters out there. She's not a pure Fister calf. I think a lot of people were expecting characters like Feather and Randall to make it in.
もしかしたら意外と縁があるのかも。
But for Fister calves, you've got characters like Six already.
それじゃあ、あなたも忙しいでしょうから私はもう行くわね。今日も毎日楽しく過ごせますように。怪しい。
Siete still cocked. I don't know, Siete maybe season 3. Again, he's another sword character. At most, what he's gonna get is like extra sword summons. But I get the feeling that just like Smash Bros, sword is like one of the more common weapons in the entire game. Which is likely why he's sitting in the back a little bit.
それなら直接聞いてくれるかな。別にやましいものを読んでいるわけじゃないし。
Yeah, another sword shota.
ほら、
Especially after
骨董品
Beatrix.
鑑定、富を築く方法。読んでたのはこれだよ。知らなかったのかい？もう長い付き合いになるのに。
Now, when it comes to peaks, I definitely think they're doing all the right choices. It's like Galleon as a grappler feels a bit weird, but then we have Meg with a special weapon and Ilsa with the double guns. Ilsa is very likely going to be another rushdown character with a little bit of range to her. Honestly, another character I really wanted to see come into Versus was Silva. Yes, I think Silva could mix things up very nicely between the sniper rifle and the fact that she's mostly a melee unit. Like, Silva kicks people, either kicks people or attacks them with the butt of the rifle.
これが豊かな都市国家で生まれた利点だとして、貧しい田舎生まれの僕がその穴を埋めるには3割の努力と7
And
割の運が
Finbad Zoner.
つい
Fairy One
喋
Evo
りすぎてしま
Japan.
ったね。
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That was
とにかく
nice.
指導者に必要なのは品格と財。
Who else is there as a dedicated zoner? That should be Fairy, Cagliostro, and Metera, right? Kegi set play.
わかったわ。降参よ。本当に
I'm afraid I'm not all that well versed into fighting game terminology.
何を楽しそうに話してるんだ
Set play is like combo, right? Like she puts threats down. If you step on one, she combos off of that into dealing massive damage. So Cagliostro should be more similar
二人
to
が近くで追
Grimnir
いかけっこをしてたから
in terms of gameplay.
にしてもユリオンに占いの趣味があったとはな。でもそこまで隠すようなことか？
こっそり勉強してみんなを驚かせようと思ってたの。途中でバレるのが一番恥ずかしいのに。もう乙女の心はエーグルの機嫌よりも不安定なんだから。
驚かせようとか。昔似たようなこと言ってた人がいたな。彼女も占いや星の観測が好きで、特にカードを使った占いが得意だった。ちょうど今ミュリオンが持ってるカードと同じやつだ。
ファイノンにそんな友達がいたなんてね。もしかしてファイノンも占いに詳しいの？
いや全く。そもそもカードやアストラガロスで運命を占えるなんて子供の頃から思ってなかったよ。なんせ占いに出てくる吉兆が全部本当だったら僕の故郷エルシオンは消えてないからね。それに僕たちにはトリノン先生がいるだろ。外れたことのない先生の予言と比べたら占いなんてただのまやかしか事前に準備された詭弁に過ぎないよ。
A little fate in these things isn't bad sometimes.
占いには心を導く力があると思う。運命はこの先の未来に影を落としていろいろと見えづらくしちゃうから。
Performing pre-planned calculated setups after you knock your opponent down. There's usually no figuring it out on the fly. Kinda hard to explain. Oh yeah, because then it's all a matter of like counting space, counting frames, how long it takes for an opponent to jump from a damaged state to the other, how much time it remains for him to be vulnerable. I tried my hand a little bit. I managed to get a few combos with like Gran and Narmea, if I remember correctly, but I'm afraid fighting games aren't really for me. Takes way too much patience, way too much practice to get everything down with the proper timing every single time. Especially once you finally move into ranked matches,
不思議だな。
with him becomes really damn easy.
似たようなことを言っていたよ。思い返せば彼女がカードの説明をしてくれるたびに僕はなんとなく不安だったな。
Meanwhile, Beatrix go monkey.
占いの類なんて信じてなかったはずな
I
の。
guess Beatrix players have to have something in common with
彼
her.
女の言い方のせいだ。
No brain cells.
キュレネ。彼女は不確かな夢をまるで現実のように生き生きと語り、子
Man,
供だ
I
った
can't
僕を
wait until we finally
そ
get
の
a
中へ
Grand
と引き込んでい
Beatrix.
ったそうだ。彼女が
But I'm
昔使っ
afraid
てたカー
Dark
ド
is going to have to wait
ま
to
だ
go
一枚持って
through
るから
a grand
見てみたい
serial before Beatrix.
私も欲しい。
Those meats up to the task.
確かに水晶とか他の素材に変えてくれたら嬉しいかも。
そうだ相棒。ずっと話せないでいたことがあるんだけど、僕たちが初めて運命の三層殿に行った時のことを覚えてるかい？あの時オロニクスが難題を突きつけてきて、誰だ？お前たちは。
Assassins. Nice cosplay.
どうやら悪者みたいね。
黒い衣装に金色の血の装飾が施された覆面。粛清者か。
私たちのことをご存知とは。失われたオンパロスの歴史について詳しいようですね、ファイノン様。ご友人は我々に興味をお持ちのようですね。説明してあげてはどうですか、ファイノン様。大事なお客様に状況をつかめぬまま退場していただくわけには参りませんから。
Oh yeah, they are actually here to kill us.
黄金衛に対抗するために多くの都市国家が水面下で部隊を編成し、彼ら刺客を粛清者と名付けた。黄金の血が流れるものをこの世から抹殺する。それが粛清者たちの使命だ。
And they're only showing up now?
暗殺迫害、どれだけ残虐だろうと、奴らは目的のためなら手段を厭わない。
We knew Aglea with the golden threads was probably protecting and watching over everyone, but the golden threads should still be up, and the flame chase journey is almost at its end at this point.
それらの資料は少し視点が偏っているようですね。先達たちの偉業に泥を塗るだけでなく、黄金衛どもが神の恩寵を乱用し、
Playing Avatar Belial in higher ranks is the most stressful I've ever been, especially since it's a knowledge check for everyone, except everyone already knows the gimmicks. Isn't Avatar Belial one of the lowest tier characters? Because he sucks his own life somehow.
よければ著者の名前を教えていただけますか？奥ヘイマの天真爛漫な子供たちがそのようなものに毒されるのは耐え難い。
お前たちは歴史の陣合とともに去るべきだ。民会は黄金衛の使命に再び正当性を与えてくれた。だから影に隠れた処刑人に投票するような市民など一人も現れはしないだろう。
He's gotten buffs here and there, good corner carry now, but at the cost of your own health.
それがどうしました？我々は理解されることなどとうの昔に諦めましたよ。彼らは平和になれ忘れているのです。
Oh, even more of your own
たちが
health.
権力を握っていた頃、どれだけの災禍が降り注いでいたかを。
Well, as long as it's not like unplayable bottom tier, I guess.
たわごと、そんなことを言うためにわざわざこんなところまで来たのか？
まさか。ですが、ファイノン様のような潔い方と話すのは嫌いではありませんよ。それに我々が皆様の前に現れた理由ならすでに分かっておられるのでは？
Just a handful of you here. Who do you think you're fighting?
落ち着いてくれ、相棒。あいつらが影から出てきたということ
Man, I
は
have not.
僕たちを牽制できる何かを持っているということだ。
I'm not doing Granblue almost at all, aside of the free Hexa quest. I still have to clear that one. But are you already done with everything? Like Fire Guild War preparation, all the Evokers, all the Eternals, and whatnot?
さあ、行ってみろ。
Because sadly, Sandbox is always there, and I get the feeling the Sandbox grind is never truly over.
肩も凝ってるし、剣先も鈍ってるだろうけど、お前たちの舌を切り落とすくらいなら余裕だ。
どう？ヒヤンシーちゃん、ここならぴったりでしょ？ちょっと狭いかもだけど日当たりは完璧よね。ありがとうございます、トリビー様。おかげで金光の庭は奥ヘイまで新しく生まれ変わることができそうです。
I don't know who designed this, but this is 10 out of 10.
イカルンもここが好きですか？
I thought about doing sandbox on the side while grinding Rising, but the problem is that the moment the wrestle screen pops up, I look away and die. You need to get onto the slower quests so that you only reset the quest once every fight.
こんなに明るいんだっち。名前も変えてみたらどう？
Like that one post I saw, the grind is finally over. What's next? That's when the grind actually begins. Yeah, now at least when it comes to Granblue, we're not done. We're never done.
それもいいかもしれませんね。ですが、金光の庭という名前は天空の末裔の長い歴史を引き継いでいますので。やはりそっか。俺、伝説では
It's the
何
fat
と伝わってるんだっ
fa. I love fat fa.
長いこと復習して
Apparently
な
this
かっ
was
た
a
からね。
big majestic
すぐに思い出
Pegasus
す
once.
よ。あ、そうだ。
I guess HYACINE had put it on a diet of nothing but
第
sugar.
3巻第5節。妖来の騎士セネオスが神婚の目を打ったことにより、ニカドリーとエーゴルの間で繰り広げられていた数百年に及ぶ神々の長き戦いに幕が下りた。その後、天空の民は衰退の一途をたどり、多くの天空の城が廃棄された。彼らセネオスの血を継いだ一族がサーシスの学者に受け入れられたことで、樹底に金光の庭が設立された。
I wanna squish, pet, and nurture. Hold on the nurturing. He looks nurtured
私た
enough.
ちの記憶と食い違ってるみたいだけど、でも具体的にどう違うのか私たちもよく覚えてないんだよね。そうでした。
Look at that
トイビー様
thing.
にとっての歴史は辞書に
He
記
needs
さ
a
れている
diet
も
and
の
he
だ
needs
け
a
じゃなく、
liposuction at this point.
実際に経験されたものも含まれてましたね。イカルンは本当にこういった話が好きですね。あなたも英雄セネオスが狩る翼獣のように、いざまあなたがちゃんと大きく育てば
It just
人
keep
その日も来
growing.
ますよ。
Grow on the right axis though.
ケラウトルス様、
ヒアンシー、それからトリビー様も無事で何よりだ。
無事？何かあったの？ケラウトルス。
市場でまた悪質な事件が起きたんだ。店舗が襲撃されてな。
そんな。アグライア様がいる奥ヘイマはずっと平和そのものかと。
昔ならな。だが最近は正直に言うが、彼女の
Yeah,
感覚
Chris
が
Aglia
前
is
よ
slowly
り鈍
dying
っている
too.
のかもしれない。
ライアちゃん。
今回の騒動もおそらくだが、禁止の緩みを感知した者が策を練って動いたのだろう。
臨界が終わったばかりだっていうのに、どうしてこう騒ぎばかり。
黄金英は一票の差でギリギリ勝っているからな。
I can't stop looking at the fat fuck. It's like a black hole of attention.
僅差での勝利というのは大抵激動が伴う。
大変です。ヒアンシーさん、大変なことが。
クレメンタイン、大丈夫ですから、ゆっくり息を整えてください。
皆さん、隕石の天狗が大変なことになってます。
大変なこととは？落ち着いてゆっくり話してくれ。
アグライア様です。大変なのはアグライア様です。
Ah, don't tell me it's happening already. Moments ago in the Memorial Palace. Unless it's just the assassins.
確か天狗を俯瞰できるこのバルネアは元老院が900年前に建てたものでしたね。初の火を追う旅を記念するためとオンパロスのために偉大なる犠牲を払った1000年前の英雄たちを偲ぶために。そしてその頃から規則が定められ、金織が招待した客人以外誰一人として出入りができなくなった。しかし今のあなた方はもはやその規則に従う素振りすら見せるつもりがない。そうなのですね、カイニス殿。
あぐらいや。ああ、あぐらいや。
Talk about a sore loser. She lost an argument and the first thing she does is set up assassins for everyone.
どうやら私たちはお前に優しくしすぎたようだ。
優しい。そんな曖昧な言葉で繕っているつもりですか。その無能さを。アナクサゴラスによってあなたたちは多大な恥をかかされました。もし少しでも羞恥心があり最後の尊厳を守りたいというのであれば、陰徳の時に黎明の崖から飛び降りることを勧めます。
半身よ、池の水を見鏡とし、その醜い顔をよく見てみなさい。今のお前は目だけでなく耳も聞こえていない。粛清者はこの時のために生まれたのだ。あらゆる秩序や規則、法がお前たちを制約できなくなった今、ナイフのみが審判を下すことができる。
手段を厭わぬほど追い詰められているのであれば、どうぞ試してみてください。
半身相手に真正面から挑むと？私たちはそこまで愚かではない。ナイフはお前の首元ではなく、
Oh, scam me to the last one.
最大の非難は人間性がつき、人々への関心が偽りだと告げたことです。もし本当にそう考えているのであれば、何を根拠に民たちの命で私が動じると思うのですか？
いいだろう。半身であるお前の素顔を暴くためにも、もう少し話しておくとしよう。さっきも言ったが、今のお前は目だけでなく耳も聞こえていない。我々が仕掛けた窃盗が見えず、第一重工房で交わされていた密談も聞こえず、目の前で企てられていたはずの陰謀に対し、お前はまるで無関心だった。人間性の喪失と言ったな。アグライアよ、お前の誇りにしている禁止で私の思考を読んでみるといい。もしそれができるなら、私たちが念入りに用意してきた贈り物で冷たい半身の心を揺るがせてみせようじゃないか。
まさか自分の心が冷え切っていないことを悔やむ日が来るとは。あなたの邪悪な心は 本当に救いようがないですね。
ようやく思考が読めたのか？本当に鈍くなったな。お前にはっきり見えるよ。先ほどからずっとあの光景を思い浮かべていたのだぞ。
このアストラガロスのお守りあげる。お姉さんが毎日幸せで誰にもいじめられませんように。
声と音を失ったあの少女がうっかり目まで失ってしまったら、
No one is this evil.
その痛みをお前は誰よりも知っているだろう。想像してみるといい。1000年前、若くして視力を失ったお前が音と声まで失っていたら。
Not to mention, you say you don't want a confrontation against a demigod, and yet here you are openly mocking and threatening her.
なんと不完全で哀れな眼差しだ。お前の手腕には期待していたが、どうやら過大評価だったらしい。この手が効かない時に備え、数十通りの素晴らしいプレゼントを用意してきたというのに。半身よ、一応聞いておくか。
正直もう少し時間を稼げると思っていました。1000年という歳月の中、私は塔柱のタイタンの死を見届けてきました。わがままで無知だったあの頃から、こうして皆を導くようになるまでずっと。どうやら手を離す時が来たようですね。幸い十分に持ちこたえることができました。今でなら私が去ることで皆が登るための階段となれるでしょう。私は十分にやり遂げたでしょうか。もしこのまま予言に身を委ね、まばゆい黄金の中で眠りにつけたら、旅立つ風たちは私のために足を止めてくれるでしょうか。セファリン。
Just grant them a win like this? Nah, absolutely not. What the hell? A millennium ago at the Memorial Market.
約束通り来てあげたよ。見て、この
Wait,
箱いっぱい
Cypher is 1,000 years old too?
これなら絶対あんたが知らないものも入ってるんじゃない？それじゃあ約束通りここで一番高い服を売ってもらうよ。
Also, hold on. Is the...
お嬢さん、そんなボロボロの服で
Nah,
私
that's
の
no
工
way.
房に入ってくるなんて。
Is that UL I hear?
度胸は備わっているようですね。
Hold on a second. Who is Cypher's VA?
では持ってきたものを見せていただけますか。
好きなだけ見るといいよ。とびっきりの上物ばかりだからね。ほら、このサピロスなんてファジェイナの瞳よりも青いでしょ。
Nah, that sounds like kinda weird, but...
なんと見事な輝きでしょう。この品質の海の涙は母の宝庫でしか見たことがありま
the
せん。
French horn Harbin?
なんだ、見たことあるの？びっくりすると思ったのに。つまんない。
遠い昔のことですよ。家の財産はすべて炎に飲まれましたし、この工房も 一から作り上げたものですから。
Ah, crap, on the announcements there's only the English
家
VA.
業を立て直すお嬢様か。いいね。すっごい憧れる。でも少しは裕福な暮らしをしてたんでしょ？は
あ、礼儀知らずな野良猫さんですね。ではお聞きしますが、セファリア、あなたの方はどこで、そしてどうやってこれらを手に入れたのですか？
正々堂々賭けをして勝ち取りました。何さ、疑ってるわけ？
うん。
何か言ってよ、裁縫女。それでどうするの？受け取るの？受け取らないの？
Ito
おかしい
Ayasa.
ですね。私の前で嘘をついているというのに、禁止が一切震えませんでした。
だから嘘なんてついてないって。
But Ito Ayasa doesn't have an entry for Grumble Fantasy on a
本当にそうで
wiki.
しょうか。あなたの方についた傷と泥が全く違う話を物語っていますが。
もうただの取引なんて。
Born in 1996, she's fairly young too.
安心してよ。バレるようなヘマはしてないし、受け取ったっ
Does
て
not
迷
sound
惑なん
like
て
her,
かから
maybe
ない
it's
よ。
just the accent.
息をするように嘘をつくあなたの
Yeah,
言葉を
it sounded a
どうや
little
って
bit
信じれ
familiar.
ばいいのですか？
ほんと金持ちとの取引ってのは面倒だね。いいよ、時間の無駄無駄。あんたが受け取らないなら他の客を。
待ってください。そちらは全て受け取ります。ですがこれだけでは金織の一番高い
And
衣
of
装には
course,
届きま
our
せん。
introduction to her is just her trying to
今
scam
からあな
Aglia.
たに最適なものをお持ちしましょう。
え、なになに、どんな服？
こちらです。どうぞ近くでご覧ください。
これはまたピッカピカで綺麗。
この金のボテスは金織の至宝の一つです。最高額のものには及びませんが、不思議な力が宿っています。言い伝えによれば、このボテスはザグレウスの祝福を授かっており、物音を
She's the recast Robertina, the old one retired.
そうですよ。ぜひ履いてみてください。
That's too bad. But I guess that happens once a game goes on for as long as Grumble Fantasy does.
あなたの整ったお顔はもっと大事にされるべきです。
金持ちはおせっかいも好きなんだね。じゃ遠慮なくもらうから。後でやっぱなしって言ってももう遅いよ。
どうかしたのですか？
Do they even fit?
一つ下のサイズってない？
Yeah, case in
ちょっと
point.
大きいっていうか。
ではもう少し大きくなってから履くようにしてください。
嘘だ、嘘に決まってる。
話の途中にいきなり何？偽物って何のこと？
ボテスだよ、ボテス。それにザグレウスの心力なんて宿ってないだろ。オンパロスで一番嘘がうまい女のくせにアグライアには騙されたんだな。
それ以上言ったらステュクスに投げ込んで魚たちの餌にしてやるからね。それより裁縫女とどうやって知り合ったのか気になってたんでしょ？どう？これで満足した？
キキ、思ったより地味で期待外れだったよ。でも姉もアグライアがわざと騙そうとしたわけじゃないって可能性もあるよな。
え？今あいつをかばったの？
いやいや、そうじゃない。そこそこ泣ける話だったから嘘が混じってたら台無しになるだろ。もしオイラに涙腺があったら今頃大号泣してたはずだ。
あんたにそのよく回る口がなかったらとっくに捕まって門番にされてただろうね。さて、無駄話はこの辺にしてスティコシアをしっかり拝んでおこっかな。やっぱり綺麗な場所だね。空気の匂いもしっかり嗅がせてもらおっと。
Shouldn't this smell like death and decay? Apparently not.
お宝の匂いがプンプン。素晴らしい。実に素晴らしい。キャストリスとグレッチのおかげでここの結界が破られたんだよね。ほんとあの時手伝ってあげてよかった。それじゃ宝探しの時間だよ。バトッチ、案内して。いいものを見つけたらあんたにも2割分けてあげる。
せめて3割にしてくれても。
あ、今の聞こえた？ステュクスの骨食い魚のやつ、相当腹を空かせてるみたいだね。
2割でいいよ。さすがサフェルの姉も素晴らしい内訳だ。
それよりここってなんでこんな水まみれなの？ジメジメしてるし冷たいし嫌な感じ。
奇術の半身なのに水が苦手なのか？
She is a cat
本
after
当に分かって
all.
ないね、あんたは。ドロス人はちょっと泳ぐのが苦手なだけで、他はいろんな
Do we
こ
actually
とが
get to
得意な
explore
の。
this area?
なんな
Do
ら
we
こ
get
こ
to
で
play
競
with
争してあ
Cypher
げ
a
よ
little
うか。
bit before her
地上な
release?
ら長距離でも短距離でも回転しながら走ったって負けないから。
そう怒るなよ。あの怖いもの知らずの姉子が水嫌いってのがちょっと信じられなかっただけだ。
猫ちゃんは水が一番嫌い。そんなことも知らないの？はあ、それよりどうやって向こうに行けばいいか早く考えて。じゃないと取り分も考え直すから。
What's that to reconsider? Can you actually do worse than 80-20?
どれどれ。よし、あれを使おう。姉子、オイラについてきな。
バレバレだって。まあとりあえず乗ってみるか。しばらくは遊んであげるよ、バトルズ。
そういえば姉子、オイラがいないときどうやって宝を探してたんだ？
ふん、鎌をかけよったってそうはいかないよ。
Wait, Cypher temporarily... Oh, we do! That's great! Hold on, she should be a buffer for Acheron though. I think we can keep 3B, but we probably still need either Black Swan or Kafka. It's going to be 3 more weeks until she finally comes out. But man, I've been missing part of Alice from Honkai Impact 3rd a lot, and she's basically her successor. Too bad we can't view any of the detailed info. Still.
金貨パクパクスタート。面白い、実に面白い。
この装置、オロニクス司祭が作ったおもちゃだよね。
ずいぶんと甘く見られたもんだ。姉子は乾いた隅で待ってな。できたぜ。これで尻尾が濡れる心配もないだろ。
やるじゃん。でも言っとくけど、当たってる最中でこいつが効かなくなったら
心配しなさんな。2割の頭皮、宝のためにもきちんと仕事はするよ。
この感覚不思議だね。 いつこんな技が使えるようになったの？
Now Bartholos isn't Bartholos.
金貨パクパクスタート。
And looks like this area is all locked off.
もう渡れたから、そのでっかいライトを閉じたら眩しいし。
向こうの装置を使えば閉じれるはずだ。
くん金貨、宝石、それに上質な革の香り。最高。グレッチとピンクのリスのおかげでこの古い都市国家のお宝を全部頂戴できそうだよ。ここだ。
Yeah, and I'm afraid we passed through here first, so we cleared a lot of the treasures already. Bartholos activated the excavation mode, unearthing the treasure buried deep underground.
大きい宝箱。どいて私がこの手で開けるから。大量だ。にしても驚いた。スティコシア人って本当に贅沢な暮らしをしてたんだね。さすがはファジェイナ信者の縄張り。海の涙でできた装飾品が一箱も。はい、これあげる。つけてみて。
Okay, no, I don't know what that was, because the adult Cypher's voice does sound different. But Baby Cypher actually got me confused.
Oh, 長い付き合いだってのにまだこんな手に引っかかるの？
これはそうだった。オイラとしたことがこんな大事なことを忘れるなんてな。誰もが信じる嘘は真実になる。ほんと便利な能力だな。
これが奇術の半身に授けられた力。禁止とか瞬間移動できる扉とかよりずっと実用的でしょ。ほら本物だよ。この後の道案内もよろしくね。
あいよ姉子、次の宝を見つけたらすぐに案内するぜ。なあ姉子、今回は間違いなく大儲けだけど、姉子は何に使うつもりなんだ？
それはもちろん使わ
あれは
5本。
5本。あれはザグレウスの手の制御装置じゃないか。
そうみたいだね。
Oh, here.
こいつを起動すると音がずっと先まで聞こえるんだ。本当にバカだよな、あの子らは。
5本。これを発明したタイタンは一体何を考えてたんだろうね。奇術がバレないようにするにはまずは声の源である口をちゃんと制御しないとでしょ、バトルズ。
姉子の言う通りだ。言動には気をつけるよ。
これ起動するとうるさいんでしょ。やっぱり。
Oh, and of course we don't get to use it. At least not now. That is something that we will likely have to come back through later.
へえ、こんなデカブツがいるとはね。
本当だ。でっかくて頭も悪そうだな。
Oh,
ねえ、あの
I thought I could just do that with Acheron.
すっごいブサイク。
うんうんブサイクだな。消火器のない俺でも吐きそうだ。
こんなやつに顔を傷つけられたら、あの構成無視ナタレンタムですら泣いちゃいそうだね。
だな。そうと決まれば逃げるが吉だ。
それじゃあ、あんたは正面で頑張ってて。私は横から加勢するから。
そうそう、盗賊たるものバラバラに散って少しでも逃げる確率を。自分を見失ったのですね。
Okay, surely we should be able to see your details now though, right? Minor quantum damage, a chance to decrease the enemy and adjacent target's damage dealt and increase their first attack, deal quantum damage to one enemy and minor quantum damage to adjacent. Quantum damage and true damage equal to a percentage of the current tally kept by the talent to one enemy. Moreover, minor quantum damage and true damage equal to a percentage of the current kept tally by the target to one enemy and the adjacent targets. This true damage is distributed evenly among all targets of this ability. Talent lets her keep the tally, causes one target to enter the patron state. After the target in these states gets attacked, she launches a follow-up attack, dealing quantum damage to the target, one time per turn. She will keep a tally of the damage dealt by the allies to the target under the patron state. After using ultimates, clears this tally. And the technique is just the one that lets her run around invisible.
化粧面倒をかけて懐かしい運命は選択ではない協調よ
バレたか。
The animation, dude. The little coin kick. The tally should already be up, right?
何が知りたい
Oh,
の
24 down here.
最悪の力
捕まった。
25, 28.
触れては
And with this goes up to 61. We didn't get to see it. Damn it.
外見も実力もダメダメな相手だったね。ちょっと殴っただけで倒れるなんてつまんないの。おーいバトルズ、生きてる？そんなに怯えちゃっておじけづいちゃった？もう大丈夫だから早く働いてね。
かしこまり、姉も。
Bartholos activates excavation mode, unearthing the treasure buried deep underground.
クンクン。それっぽい匂いもないし、いいものは入ってなさそうだね。ん？これ？
A month of balance, day we don't get to know. 3 more neighboring households moved away today. The tide has risen higher than ever before, already reaching the 5th step of the stone stairway of our residence. The priest insists it's merely a seasonal high tide that will soon recede, but having lived in Styxia for 30 years, I've never witnessed water levels like this. These feasts have grown increasingly frenzied. Grand celebrations that once occurred only during the month of joy now happen almost daily. At the Anzo family banquet last night, I witnessed 2 normally well-mannered women treading grapes barefoot, emitting strange laughter, and then directly drinking from the dirt-laden juice. They claim to be mimicking Fotusa's ritual ceremonies, though I've never heard of such an absurd form of worship. Prices at the market have risen by 30%. So the entire town was going mad as the water currents kept on rising.
やれやれ、これはひどいな。
無理だったと思うよ。オークヘイまでスティコシアの人に会ったことなんてないし、ドロスはまだ私という生き残りがいるけど、この都市国家はそこまで幸運じゃなかったみたいだね。ほんと不公平な世界。生まれた場所が悪かっただけでこんな目に遭うなんてさ。オークヘイマの人は世を背負うタイタンのおかげで今も普通に暮らせてるのに。
そうなんだよ、この世界は不公平すぎるんだ。そうだ、世を背負うタイタンといえば、サフェルの姉子は前にケファレの司祭院で見習いをしてたんだろ。
はあ？そんな話したあんたに。
したさ。オイラははっきり覚えてるぞ。まさか時間が経ちすぎて記憶が曖昧になってきたのか。
ふん。そういえば言ってたね。けど大した話じゃないでしょ。ブツブツ喋ってる司祭たちに紛れて光る岩の前で妙な動きをしてる人たちを眺めてただけだし、正直あの頃は元老院たちの財布のことしか頭になかったから、それ以外のことはほとんど覚えてないや。あれからどれくらい経ったのかな。1000年くらい。
おお、なるほど。司祭の衣装を着てる姉子か。
しなくて結構。それに当時の衣装なんて今とは全然違うんだから。
そうだよな。ただちょっと気になってさ、その時の姉子が司祭たちから何か聞いてないかなって。
何言ってんだか。次行くよ。
What's he getting at?
どこから出てきたのこの
Trying to get her to spill stories from 1,000 years prior? What the hell is this thing getting
お宝が
at?
すぐ目の前にあるっていうのに。
あちゃちゃ、積んじまったか。こういう時こそでかくて重くてうるさいザグラスの手の出番ってな。
これが役に立つ時が来るなんてね。
お任せあれだぜ姉子。オイラに制御装置なんてもんはいらねえ。なんせわかるだろ。サグレウスの手、オイラのお宝。おひゅ。効果抜群。
へえ、やるじゃん。でもこれと
And there's also still no way to get down there.
やっぱわかんないや。
まあまあ、次のお宝へレッツゴー。
あ、ちょっと待って。さっき聞かれたことで思い出したことがあるんだけど。
オイラなんか聞いたっけか。
だから質問してきたでしょ。2つ目の宝箱を掘り出してすぐ熱心にさ。
こう言っちゃなんだけど、姉子、もしかしてストレスでも溜まってるんじゃないか。オイラ特に何にも聞いてないぞ。
そうかもね。確かに最近ちょっとピリピリしてるかも。ちゃんと息抜きしなきゃ。
お宝レッツゴー。
胸の中で燃える不思議な火種よ。火種。
姉子、歌に関してはオイラの方が一枚上で見て。
コンコン。この匂い、下にとんでもないものが隠されてる予感がするね。
とんでもねえ。
ほら、もう指示しなくてもわかるでしょ。
Oh, it's one of the puzzles.
これ黄金のスケープゴートじゃん。 こにお宝を埋めたやつ、私たちとゲームでもしたいのかな。
そういえばこのヤギ頭って何かの神話と関係があったような。火を恐れる者はヤギに、恐れぬ者は人になっただったか。
ヤギとか人とかどっちでもいいよ。とにかくこれを解けばお宝が手に入るんでしょ。
この程度の謎解きならお安いご用だ。
I don't know, I'm trying to think what could be disguising themselves as Bartholos. We only get 3 moves. The normal puzzles are going up to 7 or 8 moves. We're down to 3. They could have made this a little bit harder.
どうだ、オイラにかかればこんなもんよ。次は姉子だ。
ストップ。動かないで。振り向くのもダメ。
どうしてだ。
だから動くなって。黙って。余計なこと言わないで。全部あの裁縫女に聞かれてるから。
姉子、それってつまり。
あんたは引っ込んでて。静かにね。私が相手をしてやる。
How the hell did Aglia manage to plant a bug on Bartholos?
私のとこに仕込んだ耳に気づかないとでも思った？
時が経つにつれ、私もどんどん運というものに頼るようになってきたようですね。この小さなエンドモの力だけではあなたの鋭い目を欺くことはできませんでしたか、セファリ
ア。バトルズを完璧に操ってたとしても、あんたの偽装くらいは見破れるよ、アグライア。ねえ、こんなに手間暇かけて私のことを監視して一体何がしたいわけ？言ったよね、私がいなくてもあんたたちだけでなんとかなるって。なのになんでまだつきまとってくるの
？I get the feeling that since Aglia's power is slowly fading, she might actually need a new pair of eyes, and there's no one faster than Cypher who can keep tabs on Okema.
ごめんなさい、セファリア。何もかも計算し尽くしてきたつもりですが、あなたとの関係がここまで冷え切ってしまうことだけはどうしても予想できませんでした。一体どこで何を間違えたのか、数百年もの間それを試作し自制を重ねてきました。でもあなたと直接話し合う機会は一度も訪れなかった。
ねえ、それやめてよ。そういう話し方されるの苦手だって知ってるでしょ。
1000年前無知だった私は沈黙したがために最も美しい波の音を失ってしまいました。
セイレンス
ですから、たとえ無駄だとしても今回はあなたに伝えなければなりません。私にはあなたが必要です。黄金衛の使命にはあなたが必要なんです。長らく先延ばしにされてきた私の終幕がついに訪れようとしています。あなたが私に対して どれほどのわだかまりを抱えていようと、私が退場すれば霧のように消えるでしょう。お願いします。奥平間に帰ってきてください。あなたがいなければ彼らだけでは抗争に勝利することはできないでしょう。
That's one way to glaze her up.
分かった。考えとくよ、裁縫女。ただしもう監視はなしだよ。じゃないと綺麗さっぱり消えてやるからね。
安心してください。もう一度あなたの声を聞き、その顔を見てみたいと願ってやまないですが、もうその機会はないでしょう。さようなら、セファリ
ア。さよなら、アグライア。
残念だ。ヤギ頭の下にいいお宝が埋まってると思ったの
And
に。
she goes just like that? What about us and Phanon? Does that mean that we don't get to see her one last
全
time?
部スティクスの水に使ってて、あんまり価値はなかったね。もともとはすごく高価なものだったのに、長い年月に揉まれて、本来
Not to
の価値を
mention,
失っちゃ
this
ったの
is another time they mention Hyacine and the fact that Hyacine is dead. But I think we know Hyacine is going to be another one of the playable characters coming out later.
さっきの話といい、あの恐ろしい女で一体いつから
I wonder what they're going to do in order to make them playable.
半身である我々は決してその責任から逃れることはできないと。
まさかあの時。
思い出した、はあ、教える手間が省けてよかった。あんたは不意をつかれてポケットにエンドムを入れられてたんだよ。この虫見た目以上に結構ヤバくて、裁縫女の禁止くらい厄介なんだよね。ちょっと気を抜いただけで体を乗っ取られて操り人形みたいになっちゃってさ。でいつもなら絶対に言わないようなことを言ったりするんだ。
そんなのまるで暗黒の塩から生まれた洗脳お化けみたいじゃないか。怖すぎるだろ。それじゃあサフェルの姉子はどうやって気づいたんだ。あの虫オイラに何を言わせて。
早々にボラを出してたよ。
そうだ、世を背負うタイタンといえばサフェルの姉子は前にケファレの司祭院で見習いをしてたんだろ。
Hello, good sir. How are you? Hey, Odelino, welcome.
私たちなんだかんだ1000年くらいの
Sad to
付き
hear
合い
that
に
you
なる
lost
で
the
しょ。
50-50 on
だ
the
から話せることは大抵話しちゃってるけど、例
But
の
hey,
崖での
that's
こと
what
は
reruns are for now, aren't they?
あのことだけ
I'm
は
doing alright, finally getting
絶対
back
に
after
誰
a
にも会った
month
りし
of
ないから。
basically nothing.
でも姉子、アグライアがわざ
But
と
yeah, I need to get back on the being on top of some of these games. I don't like playing catch up.
人に真実を吐かせる禁止なんて技術の化身が何よりも嫌い
Managed
そ
to
うだ
get
からね。
my HYACINE in 80 pools,
あんた
but
は
that was yet another 50-51. As for the Lightcon, I don't think it's all that great. Like, the extra damage for the fat fuck might actually help, but the Remembrance Lightcon you get for free from the game already gives some speed and some extra damage to your allies after she uses a skill. So, sounded good enough already.
もう忘れたの？もしバレたくないなら
I'm a Barbara sim, so I had to. Understandable. Completely understandable.
この安い命がかかってなくてもサフェルの姉子のためなら火の中でも水の中でも飛び込む覚悟さ。
The only thing that sucks is that I'm going to have to farm all her gear from scratch. Either farm all her gear from scratch or just try and craft as many items as possible. One thing that caught me completely by surprise was the fact that she gets 100% crit rate as base, as a passive. So all she really needs is like to be at 200 speed, some HP, and as much crit damage as humanly possible. But like, crit damage at this point is another one of those stats that you can just get from buffs. Tons and tons of crit damage buffs.
服がいるの。何でもいいからちょうだい。なんなら布でも構わないから。傷口が隠せれば、それだけでいい。お金はいつかちゃんと返す。約束する。
あなた、黄金の血が流れていたのですね。
そうだけど。だから何？私はあいつらが言う、いわゆる黄金衛ってやつ。力強い英雄、名高い剣士、そして知恵に満ちた大学者だらけのあれってこと。
セファリ
ア。でも残念だったね。あんなすごい連中の中に私みたいなのが混ざっててさ、貧乏で泥棒で嘘つきな私なんかがさ、いっそのこともう一個傷でも作ってこの金色の全部流し切っちゃえばいいんだ。
I get that she's a child and she has to steal in order to survive, but this sounds like a bit much.
服は用意しますから、まずは温まってください。
Also, Genshin Archon Quest is very good. I was surprised Mondstadt is goated. I still have to play through that. But yeah, I was expecting the return to Mondstadt to be really, really good too. Again, with Mondstadt, Genshin did a fantastic first impression.
そうだよね。聞いたってどうしようもないし、私あんたの禁止さえ騙せるくらい嘘がうまいんだもん。どうせ嘘が本当かなんてわかんないでしょ。
いいえ、あなたを問いただしたり禁止で測ったりする必要なんてありません。あなたがしたことはすべて生き延びるため。そのためならどのような代償も惜しまないとよくわかっているつもりです。ここに残ってください。そうすればもう飢えや寒さに苦しむことはありません。それに私のそばにいれば壊れてしまった
How cute, she wanted to basically adopt
縫
her.
い直す方法も学べるでしょう。
Force Barbara gameplay in the main story quest. Wait, how come? Is it during one of the defense missions?
怖がっていたらこんな提案はしません。
裁縫女、あんたって本当に変わってるよね。大人たちがさ、言うんだよ。嘘ばっかつく子はまともになれないぞって。私だってそうならないように頑張ってみたさ。でも正直もう疲れた。ずーっと前から諦めたかったんだ。なのにあんたはなんでがっかりさせられないって思えるの？
それは半身の力ではなく鼓動するこの心臓で感じるからです。あなたがこの場所を気に入っていることを。だから頻繁にここを通るのでしょう。それなのに自分が金織りの看板にふさわしくないと足を止めるのをためらっているのではありませんか。モネータの真剣を引き継いでから真実と偽りを禁止に見分けてもらうことに慣れてしまいました。ですが私が果たそうとしている使命は心で人を信じ頼ることを学ばなければならないものです。セファリア、 あなたは私が世界に捧げる真心であり、同時に世界が私に課した試練でもあります。そばにいてください。その美しい顔には傷も泥も似合いませんよ。
あんたの話って本当に回りくどくて分かりづらいよね。じゃあ約束だから猶予は1日だけ。選考の時までじっくり考えといて。それを過ぎたらもう追い出そうったって無理だからね。
And we're done with the heartwarming backstory. Now it's back to the assassination attempts.
挑発に応じるでもなく、向こうから攻撃してくる気配もない。一体どういうつもりだ?
Alright, have you played through the main story already, or are these actual spoilers for you?
焦燥感を植え付ける。それが彼らの選んだ戦略のようですね。
黄金衛の抹殺を使命とする組織か。粛清者は錬金術を使って記憶のかけらを強制的に後継者に
Played some, I'm a bit further. Oh, okay
その身
then.
分と像を引き継がせる。そういった恐ろしい話をいくつか読んだことがある。
私の知る限り、それは事実ですね。私たちの知るあのカイニス殿は、厳密に言うと27代目カイニスにあたります。
Like, they keep hinting that everything is just a cycle. 27 Canis means this is the 27th time all of Amphorius went through its existence cycle. But if that's true, and if characters like Aglia actually live for 1,000 years, one cycle actually lasts 1,000 years? When YOLO got the fat fuck, congrats! Or possibly even more, because we know that the Chrysaor hairs become the Titans for the next cycle. Then they need new Chrysaor hairs to take down the Titans and continue like this. This might be the 27 Canis, but we don't know if there's been 27 Aglias for now.
客観的に言えば、粛清者の出現は必然であり、必要でもあったでしょう。とはいえ、その残酷で悪辣な行為は多くの人に忌み嫌われ、歴史の中でも否定的な評価を受けざるを得なかったのです。
それでも彼らは組織として今なお存続し、火を追う旅を妨害し続けている。そうしなければならないほど黄金衛が目指す再創期を恐れているのか。
So what makes me curious at this point is whether the cycles continue regardless of what goes on in those cycles, or if there has to be a triggering event in order to reset Amphorius.
たとえ社会が揺れ動くエスカトンであっても、そこから利益を得られる者たちは必ず存在します。遥かな理想のため、既得権益者に今ある地位や富、そして野心を手放させることは奇跡を起こすほどに困難かもしれませんね。
あいつは今どこに？俺が目をつけられている以上、向こうも狙われている可能性が高い。無事でいてくれ。
It might be.
あれはケラウトルス。
Heard a new Amphorius now. I get the feeling that this guy right here, the little robot, is either an emanator or some sort of head scientist running some kind of experiment on Amphorius. This one is likely either outside of time or just completely immortal and immune to the reset that Amphorius goes through.
ようやく見つけたぞ、
Well, the destruction of the world is either led by the Black Mist, the Black Tide, or once all of the 10 core flames are collected and the Chrysaors move on to become Titans.
影を這いずり回る虫けらどもめ、ここから退け。お前たちの陰謀はここまでだ。その悪形は
So even the prophecies that 3B sets for everyone, it's not really a prophecy, it's more like a plotline for what has to go on for that character during the various cycles of Amphorius.
だが警告だ。今後二度と奥平間に近づくな。
A script? Yeah, kinda.
怒り狂った民衆に八つ裂きにされるぞ。アグライアが死んだ。生徒の民にとってお前たちこそが彼女を殺した元凶なのだからな。
Is there a chance the third Titan is Terminus? Which ones are we missing? Because Phaenon didn't get his core flame. The core flame that was supposed to go to Phaenon, Mayday has gotten for himself. We got the Time Titan. And there should still be two missing. One is on Aquila. And the other one, yeah, I guess it's Terminus.
あの方はあなたを軟弱者だと思っている。絶対的な悪だと信じている相手を前にしても、剣を振るう瞬間には迷いが生じるだろう。
I see the Lost Belt for comparison now, just that we aren't fighting a JoJo villain with the power of the whole Indian pantheon. We're just fighting the Black Sword Man. And just going through the imagery, there might be a very small chance that the Black Swordman is either an alternate timeline Phaenon or some sort of bug for Phaenon's memories that stayed and has been setting everything up in this timeline, in this cycle, in order to break everything and go against the either head scientist or whoever created Amphorius.
彼らはまだ息がある。手当てしてやれば数日後には回復するだろう。でもお前はどうかな。先に忠告しておくよ。人に刃を向けるのは久しぶりだから、力を完全に制御できる自信はないとね。どうだ、試してみるか。
Bro, you sound so cool.
ファイノ、本気で怒っちゃったみたい。
消えろ。二度と僕たちの前に姿を現すな。それとご主人様にこう伝えておくんだな。火を追う旅を止めたければ。
Because Anaxa in the last patch managed to piece together that everything is just about memories, but people's memories get wiped once a new cycle begins. He just thinks he's smart enough to retain some of his. And then of course, we have Mem right here, and we've got March 7th on the Express that confirm this theory.
私たちは争いを求めてここを訪れたわけではありません。あなたたちが他の場所へ向かえなかったことを保証するために来たのです。知らぬ間に時間稼ぎという任務を果たしてしまいましたね。ではまたの機会にお会いしましょう。
ねえ、大丈夫？
ああ、僕は大丈夫。
Honestly, I'm beginning to think that they should have postponed the collab. They should have gone through the entire story, finish the story, and then move on to the Fate collab. Because at this point we're basically pausing the story once 3.3 is done, and we're coming back here in 3.5, 6, and 7.
もしそのあがきが露見すれば民衆は奴らを害虫のように追い払うよ。そうなれば生徒での居場所を失うことになるだろう。どれだけ隠密行動が得意だとしても。伝言の石板
Because again, the latest leaks just point towards Cyrene NPC. And then of course there's the other Flame Chasers. But the other two are kind of dead. And we know they're going to become playable characters, so who knows? A global announcement to the force majeure, the World Wound Web operations will be temporarily suspended. Please stay calm and remain in your homes. Local golden thread enabled for emergency internal communication only. Lady Goldweaver deceased. Please return to the Holy City at once.
Agraya! これはくそ奴ら何人も連絡をよこしてきたんだ。冗談だと思えないよ。
She was also 1,000 years old. We knew she was biding her time, trying to stay alive day by day, so we were kind of expecting her to die eventually. It's just that our forces to go against Aquila at this point are starting to dwindle a bit too much. I saw some dumb HSR and Fate power scaling debate. I tend to not go on Reddit and I tend to ignore all this stuff on Twitter. It just makes my head hurt. Especially because most of the times it comes from ignorant people who are just trying to glaze their favorites while casting shade on the newer characters. Like people complaining that Saber looked like shit because she didn't have the plates on her skirt. No, she doesn't. I really like the Saber design. Yeah, she looks fine. I don't know what people are complaining about. I honestly don't care as long as the Excalibur is good, and we've seen the animation already. That one is really damn good. Also, she's on a different universe. She doesn't need to hide this sword either. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Excalibur inside Shiro? Or was Shiro just the sheath? Again, I think I've watched Fate Stay Night like 15 years ago, and I've only watched it once. I don't remember these details.
以前交わした約束を果たす時が来たようです。
約束、もちろん覚えている。
託したものはまだ手元にありますか？
粗末すぎる。容器としてお前にはふさわしくない。
Oh, so Aglaia is only losing her physical form. She's trying to infuse her soul into something.
1000年もの間、私が手にした織物は全てこの冷たい神聖が染みつき、その色も手触りも匂いも
Wasn't designed for sailor and archer take from Estella? I'm not sure.
ですがこの飾り
I just know they look alright.
これはある子供からもらった贈り物なのです。純粋で優しい私もあの子のような子供時代を過ごせていたらどれだけ良かったでしょう。
皆に別れを告げる計画は立てたのか。
今回は段取りを考える余裕がありませんでした。一人一人に別れを告げられなかったのはとても残念です。しかし今が最良の時期。私の退場は皆がこれからの道を切り開く際の一助となるでしょう。
タイタンに特化した発明だ。クレムノスの中根技術は神聖は保たれるが完全に取り除く。人間性の名残をそれを望むのか、アグライア。
これまでも何度も確認してくれましたね。ですが私の答えは変わりません。私の神聖を凝縮してこの飾りに注ぎ込んでほしい。いつか彼らが使命を果たすのに役立つかもしれません。
Stopping at that point for today, just gonna follow through. I'm gonna go eat and prep for bed while watching stream.
無視のままだな。
Are you still on Versus? Oh, speaking of, I think I heard Versus is getting a discount. Both Versus and Relink apparently.
その子供を。お前の人間性はその偉大なる生涯を全うした。
そう言っていただけて安心しました。大交渉。さあ。
Don't buy, I'm still watching. Well, you said good night, I guess.
どうか運命の最後の試練を。
Now that's a little bit sad. Like, Aglaia goes on, she doesn't get a cutscene, she doesn't get anything, she just disappears like this. Like, Anaxa got a cool animation, Castoris got a fantastic animation too. 3B broke our hearts. But for Aglaia to get nothing, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right.
そうだといいけど、あのアグライアがたかが四角ごときにやられるなんてどうしても信じられない。もしこれが全て彼女の
Gonna
計
go
略
too
の一
since
環
you
だとし
caught
た
up
ら、
to the point I left. See ya.
トリビー先生
Hey,
が何
thanks
かを
for
知ってい
coming
るは
by
ずだ。
and see ya soon.
伝言の石板では明かすのが難しい
To
何
be
かを。
honest, I forget Aglaia was even released after the time. I'ma be honest here too. I pulled for Aglaia as well. I think I used Aglaia for about 15 days. Then the Herta came out and I never touched Aglaia again. Now most of the endgame content is just either Castoris or Herta. I think I still used Farfly once or twice.
とりあえず先生に会いに行こう。
The insane power creep between the new units and the HP scaling in Memory of Chaos kind of forces you to drop a lot of the characters a lot sooner than one would wish for. Okay, it's been 3 hours. I guess we can take a break with this story here. We're going to the Marmoral Palace to check up on Aglia. Oh wait, we can't even leave. Stop the challenge and save progress, because I wanted to do... I wanted to go through the Memory of Chaos, which I didn't do before. Battle Pass, I'll have to get eventually. Okay, I guess we'll move on for another chapter, see how long it takes for them to finally release us from the story.
炭鉱だ。僕たちより一足先に戻ってきてたみたいだね。彼のことだから。
花の香りがしますね。もう少しここで
Okay,
休んで
reset,
もいいでしょう
delete, and we
か。
can just continue. Hopefully tomorrow. But for now, let's see. Click on some red dots, because there's plenty. And I want to see if I can fix up the gear for HYACINE. And the other one is 120 Trailblaze power, which we can do easily once we start touching the grinding. If you're receiving this message, you must have already departed the Nether Realm. I now feel that our farewell was far too rushed. It was only after you left that I remembered I still had something to tell you. I crocheted a little doll of you, but I didn't manage to finish stuffing it with milk cotton before I left. I tried to create the Express as a cloth pendant based on your description. I tucked inside a photo album. When decorated with red flowers, it looked truly like one of a kind. That is freaking adorable. But also, we haven't really lost Castoris. Apparently, we can still chat with her even if she's in the other world. I hope that when you reach the end of the flame chase and stand witness to the birth of a new world, these items might bring a trace of warmth. But in the end, I didn't even manage to give them to you in time. To ensure the new world's warmth, I will forever remain with the sea of flowers to watch over the lost souls. And if fate allows us to meet again, remember our promise. Out of the service area. Well, I guess we can always just commit Sudoku and go meet her. The problem is, we need to commit Sudoku. Okay, so, I forgot to set this one here. She needs a bit more speed and a lot more crit damage. How well would Bezos manage his company while at home otherwise? Wait, what? I'm afraid I've lost something. I wish the game had a utility meta instead of a DPS meta. Yeah, but people like big numbers. That's the main problem there. So we have characters like Castoris that can break 1.5 million damage now. Pretty sure 1 patch, 2 patches from now, we're going to have characters that can break 2 million. Okay, everything on Quantum. Auto Shard 4-star or below. And let's go. Because yeah, she gets up to over 200 speed the moment she gets buffed. Like, imagine having to top this. And both from the other set. HP crit damage increases crit damage by 16% when the wearer becomes the target of another ally's ability, gains 1 stack of health, stacking up to twice. If there's 2 stacks of health, when the wearer uses the ultimate, consumes all health to increase the attack by 48% for 1 turn. Who is this for? Target of another ally ability. Like, this is something you can potentially use for a main damage dealer if you have Sunday as your support. 16% crit damage is not crazy, but 50% attack, actually not that bad. Phenon, you say? Possible. Or maybe Saber. All these leaks are about getting targeted by ally buffs. Oh, that's nice then. That means once Phelan comes out, maybe we can see Sunday resurrected a little bit. Because that's another support I got exclusively to run with Aglia. But since I'm not using Aglia, I'm not using Sunday either. Big numbers are nice, but I wish they balanced the game to various niches instead of reducing it to just 3. We'll see. Ooh, speed and crit damage. We'll see, because I think Acheron might make a bit of a comeback once Cypher comes out. Then we have to see what happens with the character rebalances. Honestly, seeing Sele become relevant in the big 2025 might be a big surprise. But if not Sele, at least characters like Blade and Silver Wolf. There's one nice thing they've been doing with this game is the fact that the Stellaron Hunters are still part of the MC's family, so they should constantly be relevant to the game's story. I remember the Acheron main subreddit. Yeah, people have been going completely crazy with that.
ち果てて神聖を
I think it might have been mostly for Jiaoshu though. Because again, Jiaoshu is a support that works for one character and one character only.
守れ 授けます
While everyone else is at least a little bit more generic. Okay, let's see. Oh, nothing. Speed and crit damage on the gloves. I have healing. Giving speed. No speed. And no HP. Yeah, these ones we're going to throw away soon. And of course, no speed boots. Here, HP 4 speed and HP 7 speed. I think these ones I might want to energy recharge as well. Maybe, eventually. But I want to see how she goes with just double HP. Not to mention, this is basically day 1. So I'm not even sweating too much when it comes to her gear. Can go to plus 15. For speed, 23 crit damage. Fantastic. That's how a game committee should be. Shits and giggles. Yeah, but sadly you're also talking about the Genshin community. And we all know that once a community gets too large, people tend to take things a bit too literally. Okay, synthesis. Let's do 5. Attack and crit damage, but we need HP and we need speed. Okay, that's one with speed. Second one with speed. And I didn't check the last one. Body, this one should be heal %. And feet should be speed main. Can we actually do this? We can do this. Speed main, and I don't think I care about the substats. Body, I'm a little bit tempted. I don't know if I want to go for heal % or actually crit damage. I think crit damage might be funny. Do I actually want to waste these though? Nah. Let's go with RNG instead. Okay, another heal. And 1 for HP. Again, this is not gonna be perfect, but this is day 1 gear, so it's gonna be fine. Plus 4 speed, even if it doesn't have any other sub. Okay, toss me a speed sub. Crit damage, that's fine. And of course it rolls into flat defense. still 196. She needs an extra 4 points of speed, but thankfully those 4 points of speed just have to be a single piece of gear that rolls with speed and gets speed 1 extra time. I'm afraid that's going to have to be the chest though. Everything already has it. All in all, should it be a DOT unit? Rip Hot Catwoman? I don't know, I think a buffer, at least the way she is now, where she stores charges and then deals through damage based on those charges, might be fine. But I want to see her in play. How much more of this stuff can we toss away? Yeah, a lot of these I've been saving, but I don't even know who I could use them on. Because they mostly have decent-ish stats too. She's just another follow-up attack unit, DOT starving since 2.0. I'm afraid DOT is going to continue starving for a good long while too. Unless they do the Kafka rebalance. I hear that Kafka rebalance is just going to make damage over time crit, but then again, even if that happens, you will likely have to rebuild all your DOT units with crit rate and crit damage, which honestly kind of sucks. Because crit stuff used to be just for other type of damage dealers. When you see DOTs, you were kind of happy that all you needed were attack and effect hit rate. If they really do the crit for DOT damage, I'm afraid they're going to make it kind of suck. Can I actually do this? Outgoing heal plus speed. I don't think I even care about other... Oh no, then the cost goes up. And now we pray, because we need these to roll once into speed. Not much, just once. I am going to lose it, I swear. %25 chance I didn't hit speed a single time in 5 rolls. And I just wasted a modeling resin plus another item down there. Wait, no, not here. I think we can give it another try. Mostly because I don't really have anyone else to build until Cypher comes out. Okay, this one has more stats too. Come on, one has to go there. Just one. Fantastic. Again, it's not perfect, but she now has the 200 speed that she needs. That's something. And with this, we still have the Memory of Chaos to do. And we still have the Pure Fiction. Let's go there.
花の香りがし
物語を聞きたいか？君に聞か
After allies use a skill to attack enemy targets, every target hit accumulates 5 grit for all allies. Lightning and Quantum and Ice. I guess bottom we can go with either Castoris or Herta. Probably small Herta as well. But Imaginary and Lightning. Aglia, maybe? Skills don't consume skill points. After the character uses skills or ultimate, 1 stack of Feverish Surge. For each enemy target hit, increase skill and ultimate damage by 4% up to 10 stacks. Way to attack enemy targets. An extra 3 grit. Consume HP, restore HP. Break damage received by the enemies. If we're going with Aglia, might as well just do this. And I use Aglia so much that she is in 0 of my teams. What the hell? Aglia, Sunday, random healer. Yeah, no one is weak to fire. And I guess we run MC as a buffer. Down below, we have the Castoris team. Skills not consume skill points, or we might want to go with the HP. Extra grit value with the double healer. Chill. She's not even that horribly built. 80 crit rate, 217 crit damage, 160 speed. It's just that the other characters are so much better. Once you bring out the Herta, once you bring out Castoris, it's honestly a little bit difficult to compete. Game on that Drake timing. The man's too old for it. Oh, oh no. Yeah, honestly, I think they had something great going on with Genshin. Because Genshin, you have 1 5-star per patch, and the power creep doesn't go up that fast. Releasing only 1 character per patch also gives you all the time you want to build them properly. And give them the attention that they deserve.
全ての糸は運命が絡み合う。開示。
本質は同じ。
脆弱。
汚れを払わん近隣年万象いずれ過ぎゆ呼ぶ声がする名声人に
緊張しているのです。開示。はっ命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる。
It's like this feels slow for some reason.
大丈夫です。
Maybe I should really go and pick the E1 for Run May.
どうか生じ舞よ。
茨を越え供養され
生命は呼吸するだけで根は巡る。
匂います汚れを払わ
Or I might have picked up the wrong buff.
どうか正直に。
名声人に
緊張しているのですか。
あなたを守り導こう。
すべて運命が絡み合う。脆弱。
優美な身構えです。
Yeah, Sandy doesn't even get to move it at a time.
近隣ね万象いずれ過ぎゆ
Or maybe he does, hold on.
緊張しているの脆弱。
匂い清ら
研究の価値あり。はっ命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる。
Yeah, either that or I should have been running the Remembrance MC up top.
不穏な気配を感じます。力を合わせ。眉より見てよ。守れ。
But now, these should not be standing a chance.
そろそろ使います。西風になって出発。いける。
She still has to summon as well.
このかすかな光が雲を払って晴れ渡る空を飛べ。
Okay, we laugh a little bit, but the fat fuck is up to almost 200,000 damage.
けます。この時間を大切に。
Healer, by the way.
神聖を。いけ
Oh wait, they interrupted the dragon breath.
これが維新伝心。私を信じて不可能はない。
Bad fuck moment. Still haven't eaten, just stealing tech for PF. This is a pretty old PF. I'm not sure you want to steal text from here. $900, 1.3, and that's over 1.5 million. Oh, 1.9. Nice and easy. But yeah, all we need now is Cyrene to come out and replace 3B, and we can have a full pink girl team.
命はもろく授けます。もう忘れたの？私を信じ不可能はない。飛べ！神聖を。
Oh, and in all of this, this is still the first cycle. The Aglia team might have actually been wrong. Okay, 71k easy. Let's go to the fourth one. Oh, Kafka. On feet. Physical and imaginary. This is a My Day thing. And I don't have Me Day. There is absolutely no way someone like Dr. Ratio can take care of this. So all I can do at this point is try and implant some extra weaknesses. But if I need to implant weaknesses, this one has to be Himeko Break. Himeko, Fugue, and where is she? Ruanmei. Oh right, no, Firefly. Hold on. Small mistake. Second one, I guess second one remains Castoris. It's just way too freaking strong. And she keeps the HP consumption.
In position, 進行。
逃がさないわ。逃がさないわ。
Speaking of Himeko, I never had her. You were given a chance to pick one character for free. What did you spend it on?
燃やし尽くす。匂いますね。汚れを払わん。離れなさい。はっやっ。近隣に晩鐘。
Let's break more of these.
いずれすぎ。逃がさないわ。まだ分かってない。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。命の葉いずれ風に吹き落とされる。チェンジ。生きるために逃がさないわ。私がやるのですか。清らか逃がさないわ。戦闘は設計みたいなもの
Okay,
よ。
almost all up. Castoris banner got E1, not wealth, not Castoris.
これはただの戦いじゃない。
2070 chance to get a loose character, could have been worse. Clara. Honestly, yeah, no, Clara is probably doing pretty badly. Mostly because the counter meta never really took off. They tried doing something once the other character came out, the Clara upgrade, but even that one didn't really fly so good.
近隣晩鐘いずれ過ぎゆ生きるために逃がさないわ。あ、まだ分かってない。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。はっやっ。総合損傷。
That's not enough. That's why I want the E4. If I could have gotten Himeko E4, that would have triggered another pizza cutter. Might still not have been enough for more cuts in here, but still. I wasn't accounting for this skill to run out, damn it. That's my bad. Basically lost an entire cycle to missing one buff.
全てが燃え尽きるまで生きるために近隣ね晩鐘
I was building wealth when I got the FF. I really don't know about wealth, especially nowadays.
まだ分かってない。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
Because like the imaginary mechanic that slows units, it's great under certain circumstances, but if you slow units, you still don't slow the Memory of Chaos turn timer, for example. Okay, that's great.
しょうよ。これはただの戦いじゃない。生きるために。
Oh wait, this is 2 out of 3. We haven't even seen Kafka. Yeah, we're not making it.
戦闘は設計みたいなものよ。はっやっはっ、命のいずれ風に吹き落とされる。燃やし尽くす。
装甲損傷。
匂いますね。清らかちゃんと直さないと。まだ分かってないの。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。
3インポジション起爆。
Only 20k, that was kind of disgusting. But I guess we can catch up on this on the second floor. I put all fault on the shoeless meta for not being useful on the devs. Oh wait, what was she running with for the bare feet meta? Yes, it was like either her or Clara as the main damage dealer. Half the game's mechanics are contradictory to the path they want to take with the game. Any well-balanced game would have characters that slow down enemy teams. Yeah, but it all comes down to Memory of Chaos and the obsession that Memory of Chaos has to be cleared in one cycle if you spend enough. And at this point, yeah, if you didn't have the cycle mechanic, or at least the cycle limit, you could do whatever the hell you wanted with the rest of the game. Because a lot of the other fights, you clear them by surviving, or just using different tactics other than going fast. Okay, 30k get. Still, this thing makes no freaking sense.
私がやる。いや、命は脆くないのです。朽ち果てて神聖を。
Okay, up to 50k. Oh, sorry, 40k. But again, Castoris plus Light Code plus the new character, this should be easy enough. And 4. Almost 500,000 damage from the little unicorn.
そろそろ使います。西風に乗って出発。
A Resurging Tide is sadly almost over.
できるよ。私を信じて。不可能はない。飛べ。この時間を大切に。神聖を。行け。死の幕よ。命は脆くないのです。土へ帰る。死よ守れ。この時間を大切に授けます。心を開いて。お待たせしないように。このぬくもりは忘れません。これが維新伝心。焦らない。
I think the audio is starting to get screwed up a little bit. Mario Chaos was the bad start, but every other game mode also revolves only around how fast you can clear it. Sadly, that's true. What's his name? Apocalyptic Shadow was supposed to be a harder mode that didn't really take into account your clear speed, but in the end that also does. And that's the last one. Four cycles and we didn't manage to clear the first half, but the second one, 40,000 points. And easy too, because we had 2 cycles left over. So the big question is, how do we make the first half go faster? Because clearly Firefly doesn't work. I don't think I can run physical, don't think I can run wind. I don't, I just take the loot and leave. Honestly, that's probably the best thing to do here. Now, I guess the other thing would be with maybe her. But she doesn't implant weaknesses, she just gives an extra bar. Break damage and extra action advance, this would still work with Firefly. Unless I want to go with the skill points thing. Because otherwise, yeah, mid-A team. Wait, Herta, Himeko, what the? Oh, the Herta with the light con though. Nice that you can kind of spy on these things from here. That's a C2 the Herta with light con. I don't think mine would work. Naxa, this one tried with Acheron and mid-A bottom. I think bottom was fine. We might just try Firefly up top with Fugue rather than Himeko. Even though not using Himeko in this mode kind of hurts. Would have been better if they made it mission based instead of speed based, like don't let Kafka mind control more than X times, but then you have even less control about this. Because mind control basically always happens, and if you're slow, you give more chances to the enemy to mind control you. Okay, that's our first time. Also, honestly, Fugue should have been the buffer for Acheron. Either that or something else for damage over time teams. Because here it's fine. But leaving one of your damage types just completely die out, yeah, it doesn't really feel good. Okay, we should be able to clear everything in one cycle. But now this thing has to go. Now I'm afraid I screwed up again with these skill points. I'm trying to cast a bit too much.
ただの戦いじゃない。燃やし尽くす。生きるために。
はっ、命の花火いずれ風に吹き落とされる。蝶のよ清らか近隣年祭万象いずれ過ぎゆく。
Okay, that's going a little bit better. At least we get to see Kafka. Firefly is immediately next.
燃やし尽くす。
お会いしたことが竜
戦闘準備完了。被爆
優美な身構えですねは巡る。
進行。
手加減はなしです。
蛍は全てが燃え尽きるまで。生きるために。
近隣年祭万象いずれ過ぎゆく。匂いますね。
Still not enough for a full clear, but at least it went a little bit better than before.
再び舞いましょう。
Ah well, 3 stars is 3 stars. And that's the second endgame thing cleared. We've got Memory of Chaos left over. But I guess Memory of Chaos is going to have to wait for tomorrow. Alongside, possibly, the Galactic Baseballer Part 2. As it's been 4 hours, it's about time I go prepare something for dinner. So far I can only do that with 2 stars. I don't know, I think the first half is the actually difficult one. Second part we just blew through it with Castori's real damn easy. Yeah, Castor is basically a cheat engine at this point. she's just way too good. Still, I'm afraid I'm gonna call it here for the moment. As always, thanks a lot for coming by and bringing me luck pulling for HYACINE, and see you guys around soon. Have a nice night. Ciao.